There. Oh, good evening. Oh God, probably morning by now actually. How's it going, Sarah? How's it going, JJ? Keep this cider out. Oh. I am as good as can be expected under the circumstances. Oh. I was on a rage bender earlier today. Called New York State Tax Collection Department to get the nonsense settled. Was on the phone for an hour, and then they hung up on me because it was quitting time for them, and I was not pleased. The custodian poked his head in to see if my rather pronounced cursing was anything horrendously terrible. Which fortunately wasn't. It was just annoying. Oh. So that's my box of glow rocks. I'm just popping on tonight to do a little bit of work on some stuff I got. Apple cider. Dollar store had all these little wood pieces, just like aged wood pieces, in a bag for $1. And while I could go through the forest collecting them, they would be, you know, full of insects and crap and stuff. So I kind of thought it'd be interesting to try to carve just some weird, creepy glyphs on them, and then give them an overshadow of UV reactive or glow-in-the-dark paint for the kind of little micro talisman things I've been thinking that my haunt costume has been needing for a while now. I love apple cider. In the fall. Well, I was going to do mead earlier, but the opportunity has kind of passed. If I'm going to do mead, I want to be awake long enough to enjoy the happy effects of the alcohol. And if I don't plan on being up for hours and hours, then I will not drink anything alcoholic. Meds or no meds. And about a year or two ago, I bought myself a replacement Dremel. I brought my original one to work, and I assumed that because students were using it, it would only be a matter of time until it got utterly destroyed. The students have far surpassed my expectations of their tool use abilities, and that one is still functional. So, I thought I would whip out my backup unit here. Sit down! You're in a lot up there. You know better than that. Pull out the backup unit. Do a little spooky symboling on some of these wood pieces. Boxes aren't out 2 seconds. Guess who's hopping into it? Oh, Fuzzball, you're awesome. My Dremel's in the other room, but I really enjoy these little Wen units. Ah, that's good. They put a little "don't take it past 90 degrees" sticker on since the last time I bought one. Yeah, I really don't need the instruction manual, thank you very much. Okay, so I got my wood carving burrs right there. Need the little wrench. There's the little wrench. This was a good cheap little unit. Comes with just about everything one could want from a rotary tool, and then some. For low cost and good reliability. Oh, it even comes with a little diamond burr. That's awesome. And the rest of the parts I'm quite familiar with because my other one has them. I wonder if I can use the flex shaft. Problem is the plug is going to be way too far away. It'll be easier enough just to kibitz with it. I'll mess with the flex shaft later. Ugh. I do not need that. Okay. Done. So there's tool. Tiny thing. Funky little wood pieces. Let's see what we can do to turn these into something a little creepier. They got some nifty shapes to them as well. I'll give them that. Some really nifty shape. Wow, that's like a... I was not expecting that. And I thought about getting a couple more bags of them from the dollar store. Yeah, I like this one. Let's work with this one tonight. This one's weird. Wow, that is a weird piece of wood. That one's pretty cool. This one practically already has a weird glyph in it. It's definitely got some insect bore holes in it. Well, I know all this stuff has been sterilized. You can't ship it to stores without killing all the bugs in it. Alright, so I got 1, 2, 3. Give me one more. That one's alright, but I want a bigger, wider, flatter. Maybe that. That one's kind of plain. This one's almost a piece done by itself. Bugs have already made interesting marks in that. Alright, here's just a big old thick old chunk. Probably start with that one. And I got plenty more pieces in there to kibitz with. But man, those are some unique shapes. I'll probably head back to the dollar store tomorrow. This one is just absolutely funky as hell. This piece really got wrapped around something. Alright. Who knows? Maybe they could be incorporated into some witchwood as well. Alright. Which burr will be best? Probably this one. How's it going, Heather? See if this one is a bit more centered than my other unit. Now, one at school has been dropped a few times, and its rotational axis is a little off. So it doesn't really like playing with burrs too much. Of course, the one I use for stone carving is very, very, very good. Alright, let's do a low speed. That should be good. Alright. Let's get some symbols. Love that piece. Let's do it last. Oh, you get a little sick there a bit, Heather? I hate when that happens. Can be regrettably that time of year, though, when the temperatures start to change. Today we actually got 55 degrees here in Norwich, which has been amazing. I love it when it finally gets cold. In fact, I shouldn't even say cold. It gets chill. Chill is nice. Cold sucks. Tonight, I'm going to see if I can do some costume accents that I feel I have been needing for quite a while. But never seem to get the time to really make or do anything with. So I'm just gonna carve some funky symbols into this wood. Found these weird wood shapes at the dollar store, and I'm curious to see if they can be turned into stuff. Oh god, yeah, sleeping thing. You gotta. Yeah, I saw snow was sweeping across the Midwest. Could always try some wasabi peas, Heather. I find those unclog my nose with great rapidity. Oh yeah, I should probably mention you might want to turn down the volume a little bit if the buzzing of the tool gets annoying to listen to. Fair enough. Vapor rub does help, yes. Well, I'm going to jinx myself a little bit. I've used the Dremel like this rather extensively before. So I feel pretty comfy carving like this. Alright, so I'm just doing a straight up funky little symbol into the wood. And let's see what I got here. I also have those mica powders. You know, it might not even yeah. I may not even do a paint in there. I might use up some of these mica powders that I am less likely to be using much of. I have this copper powder. Conceivably, you could use this to carve into paper clay. I wouldn't. I'd much rather shape the paper clay. It's best to get paper clay when it's wet and then just put your shape into it, let it harden. You get a lot better resilience than you will carving out of it. You also get greater depth control and precision. But yeah, you could do it. Dremels are great tools to have and know how to use. I adore them. Yes. What colors do we have? Ah, here's a nice purple. That's a new one, so I'm going to break it in anyway. Paper strips for more than a week? You must have a hell of a big size project. Alright. Tiny brush. They certainly can, Larry. They certainly can. If you are so inclined to to use them there. I think I should have picked a red or a crimson, but this is kind of a experimental piece. In fact, if I really wanted to, I should use a red stain or an ink, though that might run with the grain of the wood and be less impressive. How's it go, Chris? Yeah, kind of just screwing around. I haven't really lowered just because I don't have any nail polish. I've got plenty of other stuff that'll fit the bill. There's just a quick hit of it. It does need something else though, because that is entirely too simplistic, and the thing it needs fell on the floor yesterday. There it is. There's the other stuff we need. Normally I'd do this with a heat gun, but I think we'll just get a fun result with it here. This needs a bit of char. Ooh, pardon. Not too much char, just maybe I'll get a candle. That'll be easier. I've completely obstructed my exit path here with that box. Heat gun would also be good. Yeah, that's true. Again, I've already got plenty of brushes and stuff though, so. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that would clip a little bit more mightily. There we go. Yeah, my blowtorch is in the car right now. Otherwise, I would very, very, very much rather be using it. Again, I have my heat gun too, so if need be, I can grab that out. But again, this is kind of experimental as well, so. There we go. A little too much char. not bad. Needs another. There we go. A little more dirtied up. The two horizontal across it. If I do a full one, I'll use that. The design really is very, very occluded, though. I can guarantee it's dry, but it's very occluded. Let's screw around with a little mica powder. Just wanted to get a little bit of this done before bed. Yep, that's wood. Dollar store had these bags of weird shaped antique half rotted wood for $1 a piece. Said, you know what? Let's get one and try it. And another tiny brush. Yeah, I've used this one for dry brushing before, I can tell. Hey, April. Yeah, it's probably driftwood. I mean, let's face it, it's it's any kind of wood that some company grabbed and threw into a little thing for mass market production. Alright, the mica powder is nice, but it's making this look a little too slumber party-ish. This one I'm really just kind of screwing around, seeing what kind of look I get. Well, once I'm done, I probably plan to put a hole in the top and turn them into small little hanging charms that can go into a costume just about anywhere, either clipped to the burlap or something. Echo, turn off craft light. That's kind of what we're getting. Let's see if that'll... Yeah, there we go. Which I don't really like. Again, that mica powder makes it a little too slumber party-ish. Echo, turn on craft light. So we're gonna give that a quick blow down and then hit it with some UV reactive paint. I need to get some good glow-in-the-dark paint. I think that might be of tolerable use here. UV reactive stuff. At the very least, this should keep the mica powder down. Good stuff, Sarah. Been there, done that myself. Do the next one in green with some silver just to see what we get. Alright, there's that little experiment. Because I don't like glitter on my stuff. My haunt is not a glittery haunt. I like a mica powder because in the right circumstances it can actually look fairly metallic and straight metallic at that. But glitter is sparkles, and nothing in my haunt sparkles. This must be an old paintbrush. The paint's coming right off of it. Yeah. My haunt is all dread and creep. And the only thing we get that's cute every year is we do like one happy face pumpkin. It is the single obligatory happy face pumpkin. It's got to be one and only one. Vampires only sparkle in creepy creepy stalker books about very abusive relationships. Perhaps maybe not abusive, but certainly incredibly unhealthy relationships. Alright, so we did the weird number 4 with a tail on the last one. Maybe we'll try an ink on this one. And then some silver. I want to see how that UV reactive does, but I want it to dry first. Alright, so this one, what are we doing? I don't know. What am I doing? Yeah, let's do something like that. We'll go over, around, back up. We'll put a this is going to be hard to see. Yep, I am just making up sigils. And it's only because I didn't move stuff around. I started new projects. So, FYI, for anybody modulating their volume controls, I'm about to activate the Dremel. Actually, let me get a good engraving grip on it first. I do have an excellent wood burner, yes, and I thought about using that, but first off, all your sigils are automatically black, no matter what. Yep, sorry, sir. No problem. I'll be back to misshave probably next time I'm on. I can certainly understand the issue. Hello, April. Oof, pardon. Real shake on that one. Yeah, so I have a wood burner, but again, all my sigils will be black. They will be small, and black against this dark knot of wood here may not be visible on Halloween night. I need something that really illuminates a bit more, which ultimately is why my first choice for coloration and whatnot would be a glow-in-the-dark paint. Just gonna throw a green on this one. I'm just looking for costume accents. We've got a whole bunch of really good costumes, but they are a little bit short of being super quality, in my opinion. And I really want them to look absolutely, utterly excellent. Yeah, my sigils are all wood. Found this bag of half-rotten driftwood stuff at the dollar store. Thought, you know what? It's $1. It will save me half hour to an hour of rummaging around the woods and then trying to get whatever insects are in the wood out. I have one of those already, Laura. Did the light up stuff. That's the Soul Taker talisman here. That's the light up one. Something like this is a little bit too small to stick a light in reliably, sadly. And if you add too much light to a costume, you stop looking spooky and you start looking like Tron. There is a fine balance to be achieved. The red light still has to be incorporated into something that actually looks natural. Something has to be glowing. An orb, a crystal, something. I don't just hang Christmas lights off of costumes. And therein lies the challenge. There's Echo, turn off craft light. That one real quick. Echo, turn on craft light. Oh, this one got flipped over. Nice thing is the UV reactive is just about dry. Of course, I have occluded my UV light. Oh, let's see what we get here. Echo, turn off craft light. Well, that shines up. Let's see if we can make this, well, you guys won't catch it on camera because, regrettably, this thing is completely saturating the camera, but that sigil is illuminating a very, very, very intense blue with the photoreactive, or not the photoreactive, but the UV reactive paint. And that remains to be seen. If it does that there is every possibility that it will do it under an intense blue light. Sadly, this is not glow-in-the-dark paint. This is UV reactive. Let's isolate this puck light. Make it blue. Make it a better blue than that. No, it does not. Response gotta be black light. Bollocks. Alright, well, that's that little test. So for the next little test, we'll let that one dry, and then we'll hit it with highlighter. So I'm pretty sure the highlighter ink will illuminate under a halfway intense blue light. Black rock type thing. Possibly. The problem you're looking at there is just size of the power source. And the smallest thing I've been able to find that's still self-contained is these little guys. And that's maybe 1.5 inches. And then the batteries are non-standard, and it is a pain in the arse. If there's one thing I'm really trying to get away from these days, it is non-standard batteries. Alright, so there's a little bit of highlighter on napkin. Alright, that highlighter shows up nicely under blue light. Of course, it's backed by white, so the next sigil we do will be white with highlighter. And that should be blue light reactive, which is a lot easier to come across in my home. Chainmail channel. Excellent. Yeah, chainmail will suck up a lot of time. Massive amounts. I got some thermoplast where if I want to do that, or I can just use paper clay and then paint it. There are tons and tons and tons of solutions. But the biggest problem again is where's the battery power coming from and how's it getting there? We also got to worry about how I want to mount these little things. This one I can do a hole in the top. This one I'm thinking drill a hole in and stick something in there. Now, what are these things going to hang from? It'd be cool to have one from like a little wristband. You can always hang them from pendants or necklaces. I'm worried that if I clip them right to a outfit, it's going to roll around, and then the sigil side's going to become, hey, look at the back. I'm wearing a piece of wood. Isn't that creepy? Not. You can attach it both top and bottom so it can't flip, or side to side so it can't flip, but then it really doesn't look very au natural. What other ways can I get this into a costume? Have it peeking out through the burlap. Doesn't look great though. Oh, speaking of beads, it's another thing I kind of wanted to try with this. How's it going, Jenny? Echo, turn on craft light. I still have these stupid glass bead things. Let's give this another hint of green paint and drop a bunch of these glass beads in there. They should stick to the outer surface of the green paint and get locked in. And then I can know if they're worth a flying flip. Just use the paint as a bit of an adhesive in this case. Because these things are supposed to reflect and refract under almost any light, though I have never seen them adequately do so. You cannot really speed up paper clay drawing with a heat gun. You can put a heater on it, but a heat gun, unless you leave it on it, is not going to appreciably speed things up. Because as soon as you remove it, it's those under layers that are the problem. You'll get the top layer stiff and almost like dry, but underneath it is going to be all the moisture you didn't get that can't get through now, that top layer that you have just helped to heat seal. And you've actually slowed the process down a bit, because now the water's got to wick through that dry top layer to get out. Whereas before, as soon as the water evaporated from the top layer, by the cohesive property of water, it would simply pull up on all the water behind it. And that would facilitate the evaporation from the entire project. Hey, Clean Cut. I'm just kibitzing around with some creepy Halloween sigil things out of some driftwood chunks I found in a bag at the dollar store. And I'm trying to make some costume accents that are tolerably decent. I'm trying to see if I can use up some of these stupid glass beads, or glass microbeads, that I have had for flip all ever. And these things still don't seem to be affected one whit by this stuff. Though they are supposed to be more effective when you hit them with light, so let's hit them with a little bit of light and see if they do anything. Yeah, it's gotta be wicked through. Okay, that's actually kind of nice. It does make it reflective, so long as the light is directly hitting the thing. I wonder if I can make that appear on camera. Sweep the light across. No. Yeah, you might catch a ghost of it on there. But the glass microbeads make it vaguely reflective, like a street sign is reflective from a light to the front direct angle. I do like that. Let's see what happens if we change the light color. Let's make it green. Yeah, it still does it. Thank you, gods. I've finally found a use for these micro beads. Exquisite. Alright, so the color exists there. And if ever a light source comes by the front, that happens. Well, then the next step is, can I do an undercoat of one color, then do the micro beads, and then do undercoat of one color, UV reactive, or glow in the dark, and then micro beads over that to get a reflective and a hint of other stuff. Yeah, that does do it. Echo, turn off craft light. Yeah, it's when you're face on to it. Again, I really don't think the camera's capturing it worth a flying flip. There it is, a little bit. Yeah, it doesn't capture it terribly well, but it does reflect kind of like a street sign to head-on light, which is enough of an effect to be tolerable. Okay, cool. So that's experiment 2. Echo, turn on craft light. Finally found a use for the stupid micro beads. I'm more stoked about that than anything. I've had these things for like 3-4 years. They have just been sitting here. Alright, this is a very squarish piece. Which means I should probably carve something on all 4 sides. Which means we're going to do a very stupid, simple symbol. Alright, if you hate tool noises, turn your volume down. We're about to Dremel. I'm also thinking I can get a better direct carving if I switch burrs. If I was being more fancy, I'd want that one, but I'm very experimental right now, so throw this one in there. This makes me miss my rock carving. I used to sit down for hours with a diamond burr and a water jet, carving my rocks. Alright, let's see if that improves the speed. Tool coming on. Yeah. There we go. Dremel's done. Looks like no wood chips have gone in my glass. That's okay. So, base color, then UV paint, then beads. Base color, let's do a barn red, flamenco red. Who's the more reddish? Wait, no. Crimson. That's a lighter red. Yeah. That will stand out more. Symbol 1. Symbol 2. Really load that up with paint. Seeing as how I don't have a white background. Symbol 3. Whatever. Sorry about that, Larry. Have a good one. We'll catch you next time around. Or hopefully I will be doing more mache stuff. Symbol 3. Symbol 4. Fortunately, this wood is super easy to carve because it was conceivably already half rotted when it was collected. And so it really does not offer a whole ton of resistance when the Dremel hits it. And that's kind of nice because I have worked with some tough woods before. Another thing I just got was a 5 pounds of assorted pieces of deer antler, which look like the prettiest little dragon's teeth you could possibly imagine. Echo, turn off craft light. So we got that, we got that, we got that, we got that. Dreidel, 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 I made you out of evil. Echo, turn on craft light. I suppose we can speed this up with the heat gun, if I can pull the heat gun out without knocking everything else over. Oh, I really hope this house purchase goes through. I just need to tell them, or need them to tell me, no, we made a mistake, there is no flood insurance. Everything's fine. Done with the Dremel for tonight. I'm not doing any more symbols. Pliers from last time. So I really don't want to be holding this with my fingertips. Well, I have a heat gun in close proximity. I don't have a choice. That's going to get real quick. Dry enough on most of them. Well, it's dry enough on most of them, but there's the pliers. Do not touch skin to heat gun or fabric to heat gun. Ready, bud. So we do kind of want to scorch the surface a little bit. I want to scorch the paint. Screw it. Alright. Good, suitably scorched. Next, UVFX paint. And glass beads. Stuff thick in there. glass beads. And let's dry it up. Alright, apparently you can't dry it that fast. The wet paint underneath will start to bubble out underneath the dry layer. That is a funky look. Interesting. I like it. I do like it. It's very funky. Still think a glow-in-the-dark paint would be better though. But this is why we experiment. So that's kind of what we're looking at now. This one just got a hint or hit of all the mechanics. If I don't like how these turn out, guess what's going to go in some gift bags? Here you go, guys. Have my failed experiments. Alright, last one. Of course I would drop the brush. There, let's fill this up. Mush it on, mush it in. Knock it off. Cool. So, where did the brush go? Brush. I really got to get a good quality glow-in-dark paint for this, though. The blacklight reactive stuff is okay, but I think a nice glow-in-the-dark would look really, really pretty. Alright, beads. Heat gun. Heat gun wants to take the Dremel with it. Pretty sure I have a really good paint on my Amazon wish list that I've just never actually purchased. Put this where it will not melt through anything. There we go. Whew. Heat guns, most dangerous devices in the Haunter's arsenal. This brush goes back. This brush is clean, goes back. Everything else is chipping off. Okay. Let's see what that does. Echo, turn off craft light. Alright. It makes it glow like crazy when UV hits it. Ow, wow, those glass beads. Holy mackerel. That amplifies the effect significantly. Oh, wow. That is awesome. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Unfortunately, to you guys, it all just looks like a purple blast. So that's normal. And that's normal with glass beads. Damn! That is such a huge difference. Alright, you guys are catching the edges of some of the runes. Yeah, at this range on the camera. Wow. Wow! Let's drop it, because that's cool. And actually, even with just the corner of the... It needs just like a shadow of UV. And it's blasting right off. It's all good, brother. I am impressed. That is extensively illuminating. Wow. Those little beads really do their job on that. Damn. Well, that's a winner. Yeah. Like this one just, you know, you really don't catch anything, even a reflection, because it's muted, but with this, just a shadow of the UV. And that thing just, and even from range, because this is the other one. And that illuminates a little bit, but I wonder if I can get this even closer. So here's a regular. I'm going to try to keep it in the shadow of the UV, so it's lighting up with a blue. But with the glass beads, even in the shadow of the UV, it is really starkly illuminating. It's kind of like supercharging the effect. Yeah. Yes. Alright, well, discovery made. Let's do another quick experiment. I'm going to take this. Yeah, the glass is no doubt either reflecting it around or refracting it extensively. I'm going to take this highlighter. Yeah, I don't know if this is working, because the highlighter is actually just picking up glass beads and moving them around. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be as good as I think it's going to be. Alright, so we need... I don't think that's going to be... I mean, this is an intense UV light. Actually, you know, if I had some of that highlighter ink, because that is... even that's doing very well. Of course, this is a very intense Waka Waka UV bulb. But let's see if that works with just a blue LED illumination. Blue. Yeah, that is bringing it up. I need to grab another pack of Hey, I got a pack of highlighters. Not tonight, because it's 1:30 in the morning. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a pack of highlighters. I'm going to squeeze the ink out of some more of them. I think I'm going to paint a white into the sigil. Then I'm going to paint the UV or the highlighter ink, the phosphorescent. Is phosphorescent the term? Fluorescent. The fluorescent. We're going to paint the fluorescent ink over the white, and that should give us a blue reactive hit, because that's much easier to come across in the heart. Morning, TikTok. And then tonight, before I go to bed, I'm going to order some really, really good really, really good glow-in-the-dark paint. And I want to hit that with the glass beads, because those, man, I can't believe what those did for the UV reactive paint. Those like magnified the effect. It doubled it practically. Whew. Things look worse for the home at this point, because I don't know if I mentioned last time, now all of a sudden the bank is asking for flood insurance, and the I have an outstanding tax warrant from when they charged me, said I made $76,000 a year, which I don't. I make much closer to $46,000, and they were billing me taxes based on that. So I was on the phone today with New York State Tax Collection Services for an hour on hold, and then they hung up on me before I ever got to talk to anyone. So that was wow. I was pissed. How's it going, Andy? We were just finishing up making some sigils, experimenting with glass reflective beads. At the moment I'm only drinking apple cider. Let's see if we can get the shadow. This is because just had this up. Some people have seen it, some people haven't. But adding these glass beads to the UV reactive paint to make their effect significantly more powerful. And that really worked out very well compared to no glass beads, which it just washes out the effect. And with this, the effect is so pronounced that you can make out the symbol because it's illuminating almost twice as much. They were done by me taking a Dremel with a wood carving burr, going to town on this bag of cheapo wood chunk stuff that I got at the dollar store, throwing in some funky shapes that were sigil-like and then painting into them. I've had this thing of reflective glass microbeads forever and never had a use for it until about 10 minutes ago. Because everything I tried it with before failed. But this stuff, damn, that works good. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And tonight I gotta go on Amazon, order myself a really, really good glow-in-the-dark paint. Because I think that will be a real key for this. Because glow-in-the-dark paint should fluoresce under blue light. And if I go and get under any other solidified light source and then move out of it, I should at least have a little bit of resident glow for at least a few minutes as I move around the haunt. Yeah, Gift, definitely burning the midnight oil tonight. I've been a streamer since, God, late July? Mid to late July? July, August, September, October? I normally do YouTube stuff, Andy, so if you follow that little name in the corner there over to YouTube, that's where the bulk of my stuff is. I have tutorials on how to make everything for the most part. Yep, I sent Sarah off. She was getting a headache with the whine of the Dremel. I can't blame her. It's nobody wants to listen to a power tool on a stream, but you know, it's my shop. If you want to watch somebody play Pac-Man, go watch somebody play Pac-Man. I'm building crap here. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't put much out since then. Very, very, very little. It's been like pumpkin tutorials, tombstones, fancy curve, and then I've vanished. And yep, relative newbie, Andy. Relative. You know, but then again, I'm not streaming games on Twitch, so I have a different motif than other folks. I'm relatively continually Halloween based as well, because I do a huge display every year. But alright, so that was incredibly informative. I got 3 junk pieces made, which I will probably stick these into Halloween gift bags so people can have some fun. And then I will start working on some more detailed and actual pieces. I may go back to the dollar store and get a few more bags of this crap wood. I'm likely to get at least 17, 18 more pendant-worthy pieces. And then I got those 2 bags full of antler. But I'm not working on the antler until later on. Andy, I find that Twitch has about an extra 3 to 10 seconds of delay compared to YouTube. I know my XSplit program links to Twitch a heck of a lot faster. If I clicked on YouTube, I've got to enter in the information and get that going. YouTube is where my predominant subscriber base is, though. So I don't have a base of people built up on Twitch. Twitch was kind of like an afterthought. It's like, if I'm streaming to one service, can I stream to multiple just to have it? So I stream to Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook all at once. It's one of those, if I'm broadcasting the signal, let's broadcast the damn signal. Let's really get it out there. I started with OBS, but OBS cannot stream to Facebook Live without going through Restream, and I despise paying people every month for a program that I own, or should own. So when OBS or XSplit came out with a lifetime subscriber thing, I just said, alright, give me that, I'll buy it, done. Don't ever bother me about this subscription nonsense again. That's a good piece. Having a nice funky pendant out of that. That one's also quite cool. These can make some really, really creepy pendants and bits. Nobody has ever told me that, Andy. And I don't think that XSplit would offer it as a feature if there was any kind of legality involved in it. You'd think somebody would say something in that case. It's like, hey, the program can do this, but it's not allowed. Nah, I don't think so. Yeah, small. There's a lot of good pendant pieces in here. Surprised. I don't think there'd be this many. We made this program specifically for you to do things that you're not supposed to be doing. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a smart marketing strategy to me. I can get away with something on that. I can get away with something on a lot of these. A few are entirely too small. I'll probably just chuck them out the window. Got some great insect boring holes through them. Maybe I'll just string them on little bits. These can make beautiful quasi beads that look deformed and horrible and great for Halloween. These little chunks of disfigured wood. If I got some ink out, I could just draw on them too. I'm just rummaging, you know, one of those. What did we get at the store? Oh, what can we turn it into? I know what I can turn it into, definitively. Where is that? I've been looking for crap to put in my ingredient bottles. Echo, turn on craft light. There we go. Here's an ingredient bottle. Here's a bunch of stick crap. Some of this should be tiny enough to fit in there. Maybe. With luck. Yay, tiny piece. Yay, tiny piece. There we go. All the junk goes into the empty craft jars or ingredient jars. That's a little too big. And we just found a use for all the junk pieces that are too small for anything else. Excellent. Well, that takes care of a couple of birds with minimal stones. Too big. tell me you go in there. Yes. You're going in there. In. Do you fit? Oh, you are so close. We all know what so close means. So close means you fit. Yes. Yes. I feel like I'm playing a carnival game. Can I get it in? Can I get it in? You got it in! Yay! What a prize! This one's going to require some slight modification. Oh, come on. You're going to go in there. You can totally go in there. Yes. Yes, fantastic. Okay. Any others? Oh, seriously? I would love to put some mica powder in there as well, but I am afraid it will just stick to the sides and occlude the bottle. I might try it anyway. Alright, those should be all the pieces that are tiny enough to go in there. This one will go in there, I just need to break it. Yeah, and all this wood is, again, half rotted, so. Alright, give me a mica powder. Do I have that box of mica powder that had all the different colors in it? Probably not right here, unfortunately. It's probably in the other room. Alright, let's use one of the ones we got. Little sticks, huh? Well, another question I have is, do any of these powders react with UV or blue light? Echo, turn off craft light. None of them more so than any others. In fact, that plastic seems more UV reactive than anything else. More blue light. Remote. Blue. Oh, the work of Halloween crafter is never done. Do any of these things show up more than the others? Ooh, what are you? You're showing up really well. Micro pearl. Yeah, no wonder. Oro interferencio. Interference violet. Yep. No one more than any other. Echo, turn on craft light. Oh, look good. gold, silver, bronze. Let's go with this copper. What they call super bronze. It's not normal bronze, it's super bronze. Able to leap tall paintbrushes on a single bound. This may coat the entire inside of that bottle and be awful, but we're going to find out. Let's use a hearty scoop or two. Problem with mica powder is just whatever it gets on, you have a nightmare getting it out. Okay, yes, it has coated the inside of the bottle, but that has given the bottle a really cool look. Alright, that was interesting. The sticks may as well not be in there at all as far as this is concerned now. But that is still a pretty cool look. I now have a little copper bottle with witchwood around. Oh man. No, I do not have an Etsy store at all. I have considered it, but I really don't have enough time to make enough stuff at present to justify an Etsy store. I don't do things for production, I do things for my haunt. That's why I make lots of tutorials on how to do it for yourself if you like it. And I can always guarantee that if you make it yourself, you will be saving a lot more money than if you bought it from me. Well, that is very cool. I could make silver ones, and I could make all sorts of colors. I'm going to go grab those other mica powders. Give me a sec. Be right back. I've got like some reds and some blues in there. We could do some seriously sexy stuff. I'm pretty sure those are in the other room. If they're not, I'll be back and pissed in a few seconds. Cat. How's that? Good girl. got orange. I got super blue. I got even more super blue. I got pinkish. I got goldish. I got silverish. For some insane reason, I have black. Why? Alright, wine red. Wow. Alright, well, I said I wanted to do a red for that bottle. Let's try this. Alright. So I have that red. I have wine red. I want to use this violet. I want to use a green. I want to use one of my blues. That one is brighter. Everything else can farfel off for now. And that one can go on the floor because that's where it clearly wanted to go. This made its suicide jump. I'm gonna forget what is in this box. Mica powder. Alright. So there's this empty one. Let's grab that spoon. Paper towel. Get the mica powder off the end of the spoon. We'll do a couple of experiments here. There's a chance that powder is not going to be able to run all over the inside by itself. If it can't, I will add some sand to help move the powder around. Let's see what happens here. Okay, that's what I thought. The powder's not moving around enough by itself. Let's get some sand in there. Regrettably, my German is awful. Wait a minute. That could be German or Dutch or another language I am unfamiliar with, but definitely Northern European. Sorry if I got it wrong. I am making some... God, everything tonight. I started off with costume accessories in the vein of these little sigil sticks, and now I am screwing around with coating the inside of my witch bottles with some mica powder, because this one went all gold on me, and that came out pretty well. Alright, this one's doing it, but I think I need more red. Yeah, the powder's definitely spreading around. Oh, this is so cheeky. I love it. Another cautious chunk of red. Oh my god. problem is it falls onto the lip of the bottle. At the moment, I'm experimenting with some mica powder. Which normally is used, I can use it for all sorts of things, but my typical use for it is with, well, let me just grab the thing that uses it. That'll be easier. Still there? No, I moved it over by the microwave. Typical use for it is to put it in water, and when agitated, makes these lovely swirling patterns on the inside, and it's all calming and meditative, presumably. But when you don't use it in water, it makes a fairly tolerable colorant. So now I'm putting the mica powder into the bottles with a little bit of sand to move it around. And I'm using the mica powder to color the bottles inside. At least experimentally. Normally I use some water with some food coloring. I mean, conceivably I could still stick water in here and I would have the same swirly stuff as before. These mirrors need cleaning. They need better cleaning than that. Yeah, that gets an okay clean. Nobody's going to notice on Halloween night, though. It works. Now I wonder what happens if we illuminate it. What if you had mica powder and gave it a hit of illumination? Echo, turn off craft light. That's interesting. It's almost a reverse witch bottle effect. Witch bottles tend to be more colorful at the bottom and less at the top. This one inverts the effect. It's more colorful at the top and less at the bottom. Let's try red light. That's just a hypersaturation. Huh. Interesting. Oh wow, that's got a beautiful shade to it. Wow, that really does make some nice colors with the mica powder. Huh. Yeah. Now I'm wondering what would happen if you just put a silver mica powder into a container and hit it with light. Because it's possible all this stuff I've been doing on the witch bottles I haven't needed to do. Which would be just like me. I still think the water might be cheaper though, because you would need like a good teaspoon of mica powder to do a witch bottle, and that stuff isn't cheap. Whew. All right. Well, now we know, and this one's done as far as I'm concerned. And now it's colored and shiny from the outside. Yes, that's the other thing I want to check. From the outside, are we shiny? Yes, good. Good, that's what I want. Let's do a quick comparison to a liquid-filled bottle. Oh, come here, skull bottle. Oof. Oh. All right, so this one is, this one was blue food coloring. The food coloring color has completely faded. Well, I am now leaning more heavily in favor of the mica powder. I like that you can see the water in there, but the blue food coloring that was in there ain't there no more. Hi, cat. Hi, Madge. Good girl. Alright, let's re-blue this. Echo, turn on craft light. I hope I don't have like bacteria in there that are munching up the blue. There's still a ghost of it in there, but cork. Alright. We're re-blued. Echo, turn off craft light. I suppose the biggest difference is that one clearly has liquid in it, and the other one's just red. I could probably get that same red if I filled it with red paint and swished it around. But the mica powder really does add a nice color to it. And Lord knows I'd never be able to get a gold one without that. And I used up all those stupid sticks in there. Alright, so mica powder might be a viable alternative to paint. And this, yeah, those glass beads are really working in that paint. I still don't think that the camera catches any of the reflection now. No, the camera really doesn't. But we do know it impressively helps the UV reactive paints. Okay, hi cat. How are you? Good girl. Many lessons learned tonight. Good, productive. I love productive. Echo, turn on craft light. Let's restash the mica powders. I have no doubt I'll be using them again. Now I'm also wondering what if I took some of the polyfill fluff and put some mica powder in there and then used a little bit of water to wash it off the top edge. We kept the bottle open so it evaporated. It might look like you've got like a fluffy metallic cloud of stuff in there. Yeah. Alright. So that is also something to experiment. I better write that down because I want to try that. Lord knows I've got enough bottles that are unilluminated and can use all the help they can get. Alright, so this bottle is now interestingly colored. Hi, cat! You're interested in that. Have a look. This bottle is now done. Minus a little bit of sealing. And this one, well, you better not lose your blue again, buddy. And these pieces we will carve and screw with later. Because these are all good bits. Strange bits, but good bits. Yes, the base bottles look more like this, and I got them at Michael's craft store. So they come regular clear glass, usually with some sort of cork stopper. And that is the base bottle. They range anywhere from, $1.19 to $2, roughly. And then you do all the modifications to them. And they go from no, that's where I put it. They go from that to that with modifications. And they go from let me get this one away from everything else because I don't want the other lights turning on. And they go from that to that. Echo, turn off craft light. So, yep, Michael's craft store.
I don't see a calendar set up.
Echo, stop. And off. No problem. Yeah, there's a tutorial on how to do this, more or less, on my YouTube channel under the witch bottle. That's effectively all the same methods that I use for the witch bottles I use for this. These are just slightly smaller scale. So, they're faster and easier to make than the witch bottle. And my YouTube channel name is that name up there with a little I underneath it. Drakenfang. Check the playlist section for tutorials. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, this was a good buy for $1. I think I'll be able to do all sorts of stuff with it. Let's put this mica powder with the others so I don't lose it or separate them. It's 2:10 a.m. Why am I still awake at 2:10 a.m.? Because I wasn't tired. Oh yeah. Okay. Pieces. Put the Dremel away. And there's other bottle types as well that can be messed with. Yeah, this one's a little that's just the varnish. Good. watch your waterproofing on those. Alright. Echo, turn on craft light. Echo, turn on craft light. A couple days ago, that thing started getting finicky and it wouldn't turn on a darn thing. All right. Must obey the ancient commandment. Always clean your craft space. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up for the evening. So we have, we've completely failed to mess with the monitor there. Oh wow, good, came right back on, beautiful. I was afraid my XSplit was about to have an aneurysm. Where'd the monitor go? Why did it be reset now? Why did that happen to fall out? Oh, bloody hell. Alright, well, you know what? I will get the rest of this in the morning. Alright, otherwise, folks, thank you very much for hanging out with me. I'm going to close up shop here and head to bed. Thanks much, and we'll catch you next time around. Have a good night.